Sometimes you're going on your shoot and you need a little bit of light. Maybe it's getting dark, maybe you're in a darker area, whatever it might be, and you just need a little bit of light for your subject's face or for whatever it might be. And let's be honest, something like this is way too big to be taking with you, but you want something that's light and can fit in your backpack. That's where this inflatable light by Neewer comes in handy. You see, this is a 30-liter bag, and if I unzip it, we're gonna see how empty it is because I have my camera with me. And I always have my 35 mil on here. I just honestly just love this lens. But look at this light right here. You see how small this is and how it can easily fit in your bag folded up right here. Look at that. It can fit right there. Or if we have a wider area, it can fit nicely along there. And we have this area right here, right? If you just need to wrap it up and you could put something there to hold it. I kind of wish there was a tab there to hold this so it's easier when it's wrapped up so it doesn't accidentally like come undone. But just look at this. Just look at this light, right? And look how nice and easy this is to have with you anywhere. But now we've looked at it a little bit while it's not inflated. Let's inflate this thing and see what it can do. You see this area right here is where you inflate it with air. And it comes with this little pump right here, and you just put it right there and you start hitting it. Make sure your finger's not in front of this little black piece. Otherwise, it's not gonna get air in it. And it takes about 30 to 50 pumps to get this thing fully inflated. But we're not gonna do that because I have this Cinewind CW20 right here that I have, and while I don't have the adapter for it, we can still use it to fill it up. And all we have to do is put it right up against here and get that air pushed in. And now we are inflated and ready to go. We just put that tab right there back in. And now we have the full thing ready to go. And look, even though it's inflated, you're still gonna be able to bend it where you need it. So if you need to stuff it in a certain area, you can absolutely do that. And then we have this back portion right here. This is the control panel right there. It's already on. All you have to do is hit the power button to turn it off. And to turn it back on, we just hit the power button. And you can see you have 3 seconds to press the power button or the screen goes off. So 1, 2, 3. And look at that. We hold it for 3 seconds and now the screen's on. And we have Kelvin right here. It goes from 2700 all the way up to 6500. And then you have your light brightness. So we're gonna hit that. And you can see it's gonna start going up my arm and just how bright that's gonna get, right? That is a decently bright light. I'm gonna hold it up above the backpack. And we're above that backpack probably about 6 feet right now. And you can see it's bright. And we get a little closer. Look how bright that thing's getting. Like it is a very, very bright light. We can hold it up against the frame too. And look at that. Look how bright that light is. This is gonna come in handy if you're ever out somewhere when you just need a little bit of light to take with you. We click this power button twice, we can see where it has that, and that's the sun. And now we're gonna get some flashes and fireworks, all these different cool little features that are in here. Or just back to the sun. There's 12 different settings you can do. And then all you have to do is click the power button again to get out of it. According to my camera, I'm at an even exposure right now, and I'll turn you around real quick so you can see that there is no sun out. Right over in this area right here, we see some red from the sun setting, and we have some nice clouds, but that's showing you that it's getting pretty dark. So let's test it to see how bright it is. You see, I just need a little bit of light for this video, and I don't have another C-stand or tripod out here, so I'm just gonna use my arms, and we're just gonna test it, right? I'm gonna hold it out. You can see how it looks on my face. We'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it without that. But you can see it's giving me a lot of light for being about 3 feet away from me, right? We can throw it underneath and get some cool effects that way. I can throw it above. So this would work great as a secondary light as well if you want a hair light or a rim light or something like that. If you just need a secondary light for your subject or to light up a scene just a little bit, but nothing too overkill, this will work. Now, is this gonna be your key light? Most likely not if you need that amount of light, but for something simple and easy that you can take with you anywhere, this thing is gonna come in handy because it is pretty bright. Maximum power coming out of this is 21 watts, and if you do that, it's gonna last you about an hour to 2 hours roughly at 100%, but it is cool. And like I said, we can change that. We can turn it off quick, hit that button. But if we need something a little warmer, we can do that. And this is at 25%, right? So we're not even at its brightest, and it's still working pretty well for me. But if you hit the power button while it's on, it'll actually brighten for you at increments of 25%. So now we're at 100%, right? Hit it again, down to 0, 25, 50, 75, then we're at 100. And you can just see it's keeping me nice and bright so I can do this video while it's getting dark out. It also has a strap right here. And if we go all the way up here, there's another strap. Why would there be two straps? Well, what if you want to put it on a C-stand to hang it like this? Let me show you what would happen if you did that. I'm using the light right here to light up this scene I'm working on with this Breville Bambino espresso maker, and I'm really doing a test on this macro 90mm from Sony. But I didn't want to bring in a big light. I wanted something simple. And I have a C-stand right here, and then I have the inflatable light right here. I didn't want to take up too much room, but you see how easy it is? I can just take it and we can move it up or down or kind of to the side, and it'll sit there if you can, get it right. And then you still have access to all your buttons right here if you need to change the Kelvin value, or you need to change the brightness, charge it, or obviously to inflate it right here. You can do that while it's sitting on here if you need to get to any of that. Or this strap right here, you can use this one as well to hang it down. So if you just need to have it on the side somewhere hanging like this, like I'm holding it right now off of a tripod, a C-stand, you can do that. This is just a very nice and convenient light to be able to take with you anywhere in case you don't want to carry a massive light with you, but you might need just a tiny bit of light. Like I said, this won't be something that you're going to use as your key light or anything like that, most likely, unless you're doing something like this where it's dark out and it'll work. But it's a great light to have to support some of the videos you're going to be doing. The other best part about it, little USB-C adapter right there. So you can take this and charge it anywhere. And it's just a convenient little light to have to be able to throw in your bag if you need that extra light. So it's a light. There's nothing too much to say about it other than it's nice to have if you need it. I always struggle with making reviews about lights because unless I'm lighting a scene, it's very hard to figure out what to do with a light because essentially they all kind of do the same thing, just in different ways and different wattages. And if you don't want to inflate anymore, you just hold that button in right there and you just start at the bottom right here and you can just fold it up like that and get the air out. But I still need it to finish up this video. And if it's inflated, it actually gives you a little more diffusion, as you can see, because you have that air in there and that light is not directly against this area. So keep that in mind, that it's gonna look better inflated than flat right here. But as always, I appreciate you hanging out with me. God bless. I'll see you in the next one.